Peace, y'all. It's Zane Spirit. I go by he, him pronouns, and welcome to the Aligned Vision episode 2 brought to you by Soul Drive Global. So, in our episode 2, we're going to get into the foundational aspects of entrepreneurship or soulpreneurship, as I like to call it. And these are really based on two questions. So, what do you want to do? Why do you want to do it? And under that why should be who are you serving? So in this space, let's get first down to what do we want to do? The first thing you're going to want to ask yourself is what brings you joy? What are you excited about? If you can't think of anything off the top of your head, just in that moment, that's okay. I recommend that you sit with your inner child. The inner child knows best when it comes to creation. If you think about it, the inner child is the closest to spirit. It is fresh out of the womb space. It is fresh from the spiritual realm. Just like the two closest places to spirit, the two closest aspects of life closest to spirit is birth and death. And in that inner child state, it is pure. Our creation is pure. What brings us joy is pure. And I can tell you right now that as soon as I tapped into my inner child, my creations became so magnetic, so abundant, because I was radiating joy. I was happy with what I was doing. And that brought people to me. People love to be in the company of other people who are happy, who love to do what they're doing. They love to purchase from people who love what they're doing. They love to support people who love. If you don't love your product, nobody else will. That is the truth. That is me being very honest with you. If you don't love what you do, nobody else will. You're probably going to start out as a one person show for a while, right? Until you get off your feet, unless you have money to back you. And that's totally okay if you do, like celebrating you in that aspect. But many of us do not have a backing. We don't have a financial backing. I didn't have a financial backing. I had a 9 to 5 and some bills and some debt. Okay. That's me being real. I started from the bottom. Okay. Started from the bottom. Now we here. And that is my truth. If that's not your truth, I don't speak that for you. May you prosper in all that you do with all of your funding. Love that for you. And there's so much you can do with funding from the beginning, right? But you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait. I do not want to discourage people from starting just because you feel like you don't have the funds. Because one of the biggest misconceptions is that you have to have everything perfect before people purchase from you. That's not true. That is not true at all. And I can attest to this, and many other entrepreneurs can attest to this too. Some people even put out a product without the product even being done. They just get pre-orders and people buy it and they make it according to pre-orders. That is business. That is business. And crazy enough, people just do not know that aspect of business. And so they think that it's out of reach for them. And I want to encourage you to keep your mind on what do you love to do and then just create action around what you love to do. The rest will fall into place. I'm still going to give you tips and tricks on how to make a smooth entry into this space, right? But for right now, when you're focusing on what do I want to do not worry about all the other logistics, right? Do not worry your mind with marketing and social media pages and all this stuff. Get to the basics first. Whatever you do, there's tons of options for you. There is no limit to what you can do as an entrepreneur, just as long as you're happy about doing it. Please, we do not need any more miserable CEOs and we don't need it, okay? If I could leave and impart any wisdom upon you, if you're going to be upset in your 9 to 5, why be upset as an entrepreneur? That's defeating the point. It's defeating the point. Please, please do not come into entrepreneurship choosing to be unhappy still. If you're unhappy at a 9 to 5, do not repeat those same things. Choose to be happy. Do not come to this side of the tracks and be like, well, I gotta grind and do all these things and do all the things that I don't want to do. Yes, you're gonna do some things that are uncomfortable. You're gonna get out of your comfort zone, but you should at least make your why and what you're doing exciting because that's gonna keep you going. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna have tough days. You're gonna look at yourself and be like, why the why am I doing this? What is the purpose? You're going to be asking yourself why some days. You're going to look and be like, I had no sales today. And you're going to be wondering, is this even worth it? And if you can pinpoint your why and what, and if you love to do what you do, it will keep you going through your hard times. I guarantee it. This is the foundation. If you are starting out with a small or a very limited or even no capital, no money to work with, you're just $1 on a dream, okay? 50 cents on a dream, whatever you got. Okay. You got actions and you got a vision. That's all you need here. And I know some entrepreneurs or business coaches are going to say that's absolutely insane. Don't do that. But I can tell you it it will work out. It will work out. Now you can't do that forever, right? You still got to be smart with your money and you still have to reinvest in your business, right? But your vision and why they tend to intersect. People trust the people that love on themselves and love what they do, right? It all fits. So make sure that whatever you're doing, whatever you do, whatever you're passionate about, your people will follow. Your people will follow. And that's a part of the why. That's a part of who you serve and the why. Another key point about business is that your business will evolve as you evolve. We're also in the era of very personalized businesses. People want to see who's behind the brand. People want to see the face. People want to know why you started the brand. People want to know where your knowledge comes from. People want to know your story. Once you figure out what you want to do, why, and who you're serving, you start to develop a story around your brand. And we'll get into that in the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 2 of The Aligned Vision, and I'll see you next time.